What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Carlotta Chat with Show. Okay, so I have to first off tell you that I am probably going to have two parts to this show because I have somebody coming in to work on something today. So I may have to stop the show abruptly and do a second part. So if I do that, you guys, you know what's going on. Okay, so I may have to stop the show abruptly and do a second part because I have somebody trying to work on something that I need them to work on today. So if I do that, uh, please be patient with me. I will come back with part two. Okay. Oh my goodness, you guys, how is your week been going? Mine has been so good after the trip. I feel refreshed. I feel good. I know a lot of you thought that you were like, let me tell you something. It's not that I did not enjoy my trip because I had some criticisms from Maxwell. I enjoyed the cruise. Okay. Oh baby, I had a great time. I had a great time. Lots of growth, lots of, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? I had a beautiful time. I just had some, little criticisms here and there. I'm drinking and talking to y'all, but it was a wonderful time. The cruise was all that and then some, okay, in spite of Maxwell's minimal appearances. No, he did two concerts. That was really great. But besides that, I was just talking about him not being like present on his cruise. And, that didn't mean I didn't enjoy it, even though I went as a support because my favorite singer is Maxwell. So I went to that cruise because of Maxwell. Because, like I said, I can see those artists anywhere. So it was really to support Maxwell in his cruise. And so hopefully my criticism helps with, I'm hoping it's constructive. Helps with if somebody hears it. If someone, I know some fans have tagged me on it, and some fans wrote me and said they didn't like me saying he wasn't a good host. Okay, because I put that on this thing. I said, well, that's too bad. I don't think he was a good host. It's not trying to be mean. I think he gives great concerts. He's a great guy. He's sweet. He's kind. He seems like it. I mean, he seems like it. I just said that he wasn't present for his cruise. He wasn't a host. I mean, when you host a party, like I always say, it's like your party. It's not for you to disappear. So that's what I meant. For those of you who are getting upset with me because I pointed, I know you love Maxwell, and I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings, but I said what I said. I'm not changing it. And I do recognize too, there could be behind the scenes things that I don't know or I don't get, but it's still what it appears to the consumer who is buying your into to your product, and they're buying in because of you. I did not say that out of a lack of caring space. I'm straightforward. I'm a straight shooter. Okay. So I hope you guys don't take that the wrong way. Okay. And that's what my show today is about, is stop accepting the bare minimum. Because listen, I just had a conversation this week with some friends. And I mean, listen, let me tell you something. I had a hell of a week. Oh, even, when something good happens, something bad, I always tries to come and jack it up. So when I got home, I had a particular family member call me with some bullshit. And I didn't cuss them out because I felt so good. I was like, yeah, okay, sure, if that's what you want to do. Okay, yes, sure. Well, that might be work for you. I don't know. That doesn't work for me. I was so happy about after my experience. I was like, I'm not gonna let you take that away. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna let you take my energy down. And what I realized is like, oh my God, this person did the most. And when I got out, I literally just sat there for a minute, and then I had a joyful cry. And when I say a joyful cry is because I had to cry because I was like, you know what? Realization coming about who people really are, like what they really are, what their energy really is, what they really bring to the table, and that I have to stop cuddling that. No matter who they are in my life, I have to stop cuddling that experience, and that experience, it gives me bare minimum from those people, and I don't want that anymore. And I had a friend call me because I just wrote her. I wrote her and my other friend. These are my two of my I got great besties, all of them. They all literally love me and take care of me and always are so super, because I'm the mommy of the group, okay? And sometimes as a mommy, I'm overgiving, and they know that about me. And so my uh beautiful half, what's she? It's Keisha. I think her background half Dominican, Puerto Rican sister called me and said, "Listen here, you're gonna have to stop the nonsense. Love you, boo." And just really laid into me about accepting certain things. She said, "You do not have to tolerate that kind of behavior. You will not tolerate that kind of behavior." Blah 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 blah. And I needed that. Okay. But then I had another call, like just yesterday. This was day before yesterday. She called me. She gave me and she was right. She spoke to my spirit about stopping it because it's being dealing with this person is becoming somewhat abusive, and I really shouldn't, just and I let you sometimes you let people get away with things because of the space they hold in your life. So I had to realize that. But then I had a friend call me. Remember, I told y'all that story about a friend of a friend. Well, she's really my friend now because she calls me now personally and stuff like this. I'm gonna call her my friend. But she was dealing with a guy. She's going through. She's coming out of a marriage. She's going through a divorce, and she has had a kind of a dealing. She's been dealing kind of with a couple of people, that she's trying to see, because she's a relationship girl. And the last time she went into this, space where this guy had I think I told y'all about this on the show. He had an event and he had his ex-girlfriend there and he didn't invite her. He didn't invite her to the event, right? So this guy is really upset with her because he's really been trying to get back with her and everything. And so she told me she what is this? Okay. She told me that she decided we were talking and she said she decided to give him another chance because this guy he's a he does a lot of different things and stuff like that. I don't want to give too much away, so you know, but she decided to go to another event with a friend of hers for him. And so I was like, oh, okay. So she was just telling me what her her and my friend were on the phone. This is after I had this experience because now I'm fired up because my friend done fired me up about not accepting the bare minimum. And so she's telling me about she goes to this guy's event, uh, and uh, again she's there to support him, right? And I'm like, okay. And she's like, ask me, did he act like he knew me at that event? I was like, what? And she was like, there was just no reciprocity. She said, he was like, he came up to me, talked to me. She said, and I realized that he was busy and that he's got a lot going on. And I was listening to her, and she said, but she's true. Listen, even though she's going through this divorce, she's still kind of seeing her bearings. Even her ex is still kind of a little in the picture. Because of course, he want to do better now because he got fucking competition. Got two other men out here checking her out and stuff. She's in her 40s, right? So she's beautiful. And so she's like, I really like him, right? But I get tired of being treated like I'm, you know, a minimalist. And she said, like that he doesn't really care. And she said, and I'm like, whoa, like my friend is like, okay, like he ain't checking on you doing like, people like, she said she realized he was busy, but there was like a lack of effort in really showing at his event that he cared. I was like, what? So this is the same guy that invited a girl to his ex to his event. Well, he said his ex just showed up, but I don't know if we believe that. Okay. But but he invited a girl to his event and I want to talk to you girlies about things like this because I try to help you. And I love when women call me and talk to me because it's not that I'm perfect. I be going, my life is even in marriage, where all kinds of stuff. I've been through shit. So I talk to you, stuff, deal with people. But and not that my advice is, I won't say my advice is the is super goading, but I hope it helps you in some sort of way. And I tell these stories and I asked her, could I share it? She said, fine. But I share these stories with you guys because I know a lot of women are going through a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes women are so scared to talk about the things they're going through, especially relationship wise, family wise, spiritually, because they're scared of being judged and everything like that. And I really want to tell y'all, a lot of women go through this, through different things, okay, in challenges and relationships and loves and stuff like that. So it's very brave for someone to share with other women and trying to get the answers because she is in a strange space in her life, right? And it is a little messy because she is coming from one relationship to another one, but she feels like, I'm in my 40s, I ain't got time to play. Right? So she's like coming back in the day, the atmosphere, and she's immediately got people ready for her. There's men really, and the ex-husband is still, he ain't ex yet, but he's still trying to hang in. Right? And so even though she's going through the process of, divorce, even though, so this guy though, she really likes it, right? She really has a guilt. What's going on is for her is that she's in her 40s. She's going through somewhat of a divorce. It looks like it, even though the man's trying not to make it his best, not to make it happen. Then she's got another guy who likes her too. But the guy she really likes, he is like what feels like to me non-committal. That's what I tell her. I mean, from what I've heard from him, he has not put effort in. And so she goes to one of his events. He finally lets her come. And then he kind of treats her indifferently, like a stranger. And for her, she's very hurt because she's like, well, I thought, and he's saying, hey, you're seeing this wrong. He's telling her now in private, you're seeing things wrong. So she's telling me about the event, and our friend is on the phone saying, yeah, to me, it didn't seem like, somebody come over to you, make sure you okay, because you trying to court her. But, he constantly makes her feel guilty that, well, and I don't know what to think because you're not all the way out yet. What? Like, what? And so she's feeling guilty. She says, so I really have to keep in mind. So she's saying to me on the phone that I'm not all the way out, of my relationship. So I'm sitting there and listening. I said, girl, full bullshit. I said, that don't got nothing to do with how he treats you at an event he asked you to show up at. Lack of reciprocity, that don't mean nothing. I'm sorry. No, he knows what he's in. He knows the situation. Why is he playing games with you? And I had to tell her that. And it's because she wants to take the bare minimum. She's so used to the bare minimum. Beautiful, by the way. You know what I'm saying? So used to the bare minimum. Even her marriage, even though she was married to a great guy, or she's still married to, they're kind of getting a divorce. And she, but he was a bare minimalist. And she wasn't enjoying the space she was in. So she said, hey, I'm going to pull the trigger. But as she pulls the trigger, people come out of everywhere. Right? And my personal opinion is, I think there are things I don't know because we have a very new friendship, but I think that this other person may have been in that space a little bit before that shotgun is shot. So that's crazy. That's another thing too. You know what I'm saying? But I just had to tell her. I said I am on this kick for the next for this week of not stop accepting bare minimum. There is no excuse to treat you less than. He knows who you are. He knows he's familiar with your situation. You've been talking to him for the longest in this situation. There is never an excuse to lack reciprocity, to like extend kindness. Here you are extending yourself, going to his shit, and he's like, come over there. Yeah, good to see you. You one of the many people at his event. And he's supposed to be trying, he begged you to stay because he's trying to get something started with you, but then he's gonna treat you like that. It's bullshit. I tried to tell her it's bullshit, and it hurt her feelings. She was crying a little bit. But you know what? I'm like, quit accepting the bare minimum. You've already been in a marriage that where you was accepting the bare minimum. And you don't have to do this, right? You know what I'm saying? You don't have to keep. So, what I want to talk to you guys about bare minimum a little bit today. You know, just looking at her story, just and talking to her, something really stuck with me, and it just made me think about how we sometimes confuse attention with intimacy, and how easy it is to just pour our energy into someone who never invests back in you. And that's what I had to tell this person. You're in your 40s, you're coming out of the forest, you're confused anyway. You got relationships, you got men all around because you're beautiful. Now you're rediscovering that you're a beauty. You're rediscovering that you are the girl. You know what I'm saying? And then you meet this guy. And the guy, let me tell you something. The guy, on paper, the man she talking about, he look like the bomb on paper. You know what I'm saying? But he's emotionally unavailable to her. He's emotionally unavailable, and he's emotionally playing games with her. And she's mistaken his attention for intimacy. I met a lot of women on, by the way, sidebar. I met a lot of women on the cruise who were doing that. I talked to a lot of women. I'm a girl's. Y'all think I'm not a girl's girl, but I am a girl's girl because I know how empowering we as women are. You know what I'm saying? How powerful we are. And so I believe in us holding ourselves to accountability, right? But I did talk to a lot of women who were having all these issues, and so that's why I'm saying don't feel bad, girlies. You're not alone. But I had to talk to this young lady about don't accept the bare a minimum. Just don't. This new friend, young lady, mid 40s. Well, the man on spirits will say she's not young, but she's beautiful. She looks like a girl in her 20s. She felt like she was mistaking everything because the way this guy made her feel, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, honey, that's what you was, you know what, you know what, because you needed to feel that energy. But don't mistake what it is. You needed to feel the energy that he made her feel. He made her feel alive. He made her feel really good. He made her feel this and that. He made it because he's the bomb. You know what I'm saying? He made her feel a lot of things and everything. But he was really actually giving her the bare minimum. And like I told her, now that you're empowered and you know who you are and you know how powerful you are, do you want to go into a relationship? Do you want to start something where this person is going to do with you what you just came out of? This person is going to give you the growth isn't about him. Yes, you've met people you got to go to because she's gone to events. He's a high-end guy. He's what people would call a high value guy. So his stuff, his events and things like that. He has a lot of things. She's met a lot of business things that she could use for her business and stuff like that. She's met a lot of things, a lot of quality people. But that's about you, boo. That's about you and the type of woman you are. What you showed, I told her, I said, baby, what you showed, let me tell you something. I had to tell my sister something. I said, because I'm feeling good right now. Listen, my other sister done infused into me, and I'm ready to infuse into everybody else. Okay. But I said, what you showed is that you can thrive in his world. And she's like, she listened to me. She's like, huh? I said, no. I said, that's all that means is that you just thrive. You can thrive in his world easily. Yes, baby. You showed that you a light. You a light anywhere you go, boo. Like he ain't the light. He ain't what's causing you to get a light. Nah, he might have gave you the match, you know what I'm saying, to relight yourself. But the light is you. The reason you float, listen, don't mistake that for him, that he the good times. No, you the good times. I had to let her know you the good times. I said, now watch. I said, what I want you to do. I said, don't play with it. I said, cut that motherfucker off. She like, ugh, because she really likes him. I said, cut him off. I said, you do not want to go through this again. You do not want to repeat cycles. I said, and you need to practice as a woman going into, now you're thinking that you're getting ready to complete this divorce. You know what I'm saying? Even though the ex-husband's trying, it's not the, and he's not the ex is not nothing scary, you know, stalking her or anything like that. He's just like, he doesn't want it to end, but he respects it if it does. He understood his part and role in it and everything like that. And then there's a new guy over there who's really, another guy who really likes it, really nice and everything. He's a high value guy too, but he doesn't bring as much excitement to the table and everything like that and all that stuff. And I told her, hey, I said, those are flags for you. Really, the other guy reminds me of the ex-husband. He's a great guy, but he doesn't have that fireworks. And the new guy that she really likes, who's giving her the bare minimum, has the fireworks and the, you know what I'm saying? He knows how to, you know, sashay into a room, all that stuff. But so does she. She just went and floored his world, came out with contacts, all kind of shit in his world. His world was easy for her to floor, and I had to make her see that. I said, so now that you know that you can thrive and live in his world, there's no fucking excuse for him to be treating you like you ain't shit. He should have made sure that everything for you was taken care of. And then the bitch really took me out when she told me, because my friend was like, girl, she ain't told you, because we on the you know, the little party line chat 3-way. And my friend said, girl, she ain't told you what happened though. She ain't really told you the real. She said, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you that part. Like it was, you know what this motherfucker did? Okay, it's a paid event that he was having. Some sort of expo or something like that. Paid event. She paid for the event. I said, excuse me? I said, hold the fuck up. I said, what you say? I paid for the event. What? You paid for the event? Excuse me? I'm not understanding. Well, I wanted to support him for one. I'm listening. And you know, he invited me to the event. I said, he invited you to the event without giving you tickets? Did he tell you he need money or something? The fuck is going on here? Well, I think sometimes, you know, we as Black people, she about to fool herself. She's sitting here giving me the whole spiel. We as Black people, we always have expectations, and when you're new and somebody's trying to build something right now, and blah, 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 blah. I'm sitting here listening. I said, fuck that. I said, ain't he trying to mess with you? He trying to take it there, right? Thank God she ain't took it there yet. He been trying to take it there though. Yeah, I said, and so you had to. And my friend said, "Here go my other friend talking about me too, graduate." I said, "No, none." I said, "No, we're not doing that." I said, "Okay." I said, "This is what it is. Keep it at friendship. You already know what it is. It's nothing there." I don't care if he calls you, and says, "Hey, let's go out to dinner tonight," and you're cross, and he's being romantic and blah 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 blah. Blah. Really, I think he's siphoning off of her because she's a very smart, gorgeous, beautiful woman, and he has found someone. I feel like he's a avoidant who has who himself likes attention because he's a good looking guy, so he gets a ton of attention because he has a good job. He has a good work thing. He has money, and so he gets a lot of. So he's siphoning her. She's brilliant, and he knows that she's coming out of something and she's very vulnerable. So he's fucking with her. You know what I'm saying? I said, nah, don't let him fuck up. I said, unless you just want a good, you just want to see how to, I don't judge. I'm trying not to judge it. I would say don't have no sex with nobody because sex complicates shit, and it makes you really tied up to this motherfucker more than you already are. You already tied up with him. I would tell you, I would say that if you're trying to just have sex and a roll in the hay, and you can emotionally detach from his ass, okay. But I don't like those scenarios. I feel like that should not ever come. You should build up enough time because a lot of women don't give it enough time when they're highly attracted to somebody and everything. They're ready to roll in the bed. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, not all women, but sometimes, because women are ready to emotionally um, invest right away. Men are not, because sex isn't emotionally investment to men. But to a lot of women, sex requires women want emotional investment with sex. Okay, so this beautiful girl, she's beautiful. She's in her 40s, mid 40s, coming out of a marriage. She's feeling a little, she wants, she's ready. She likes him. She's very attracted to him and everything. I like, slow your fucking roll. Motherfucker can't pay. Make sure you pay in his event. No, this is business. Treat everything like business. I said, I'm telling you right now, do not sleep with that man. And treat everything because bare minimum. She's ready to accept the bare minimum. Don't do yourself like this. You're gonna be fight through it. I said you're gonna have. I said this is best to fight through the emotions at this point. It's best to fight through the motherfucking emotions right now. Fight through them. Right? You ain't attached to him. You ain't got nothing. He ain't dropped no D off at your house. Stop. You grab a hold of your emotions. Get them together. And remember why you getting out of a marriage because of bare minimum. You're right. Yes, I'm right. And if he wants to come along at a later time, I say, you know what? I'm like Cardi B. What Cardi B? Is this song Cardi B where she says, what she say? She said, she said, what's that song where she say, oh, I forget the name of that song. Y'all gonna make me have to look it up because I got it on one of my pages. Cardi B be having some, even though I don't always like Cardi B sometimes. Sometimes I like her, sometimes I don't. Um, I do love her sayings and her songs. They are always funny. But let me see what she say. Hold on, let me look at here. There's a part where she says it's a song. And I had it on one of my TikToks. If I can find it, y'all. I'm gonna try to. Is this the one? Hold on, let me. Yeah, she said, "What's that song?" She said that song. She has imaginary players, where she takes a imaginary players beat, and she said, "I'm not the other bitch. Whatever you was gonna pay her, you gotta double it." Like she's like, "Shit, you bitch." She said, "Bitches don't know who they fucking with." Listen, Cardi. I said, "Girl, you gonna have to be that. Make him. He gonna have to double his efforts. Otherwise, don't say, oh, you know what, nice." It's not. And I said, if going out to dinner and lunch and all that shit that you've been doing with him, if going all that, if that is hurting you, don't go. Yeah, you're right. I said because there's no way. I said you shouldn't have had to listen. Listen, when you find yourself, unless the man has really had a long discussion with you about how he's building and he's in, but most men, listen, let me tell you something. I just have to tell chicks. I always say men and where a man's treasure is. I had to tell a woman this is on a cruise. Where a man invests, where his treasure is where his heart lies. Now you have to find out what he treasures. But most men who are serious about knowing how you feel about something, because she's a brilliant girl, knowing how you feel about he was telling her he wanted her to come to the event because he wanted her to see how it rolled. And plus, he was already feeling some sort of way because she found out that he had another event he didn't invite her to. And this guy is, I just don't want to give too much away about him because I don't want people in case people know. But he does he's a business guy and he's in the arts. Okay, so that's all I'll say on that. I think I've said what he was before on another show. But he's a business guy also, right? And so he was embarrassed about finance, so she broke it off with him the last time, and but he comes charging back, trying to get her attention again, and please, give me another chance. I have an event coming up. I really like you to see it. I really like you to come through. Tell me what you think of it. Tell me what this and that, and blah blah blah. But you don't value her opinion, because if you valued her opinion and you valued what she had to say, you would have made sure that she was taken care of, her and her friend. Hey, who you coming with? I got you. Make sure you're taken care of. The fact that you had to pay for a fucking event, and he, like, excuse me? Who? What? I told her, I said, girl, if you walking in the way that everybody else is walking in, that means you ain't shit to him. Okay? That's all that means. Okay? I had to tell somebody this week. Bitch, listen, if you if you doing what everybody else is doing, you ain't shit. Okay? You ain't shit. I had to really say this to somebody. I had to tell somebody this week. I had to tell somebody this it was last week, a week before last. Was it a week before last? I had to tell another woman this. I said, listen, if your way if your way was the way in to where everybody else had to go, and you didn't have no special perks, girl, that man is screwing you. Okay, because one woman was telling me telling me a story about how this particular man in her life, how she has to coax him to do certain things and everything because he's anxious or whatever. She's like, I have to help him. He doesn't. Otherwise, he doesn't do good. I said, oh, okay. How do you help him? How does he help you? Well, blah blah blah. I said, so basically, he doesn't help her at all. It's just her, doing bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Sex. That's what she's talking about. I'm like, girl, please. I'm like, baby, let me tell you something. Okay. Listen here. Bare minimum. Okay, that's bare. You getting bare minimum. Okay. He's making you think that he need that but he ain't giving you. What's your anxiety? You hear talking to us. What's your anxiety giving? You know what I'm saying? What's your anxiety about having to pay for stuff and having to do? Listen, men do not do that. They don't like you when they do that. Okay, they do not fucking do. Never. I had to, because I really believe this is what's happening with. I really believe the man with my friend in her 40s and stuff. I really believe he's trying to take her down in some sort of way. I think he likes her, but I think that he is an avoidant, and he's scared about how he feels about her. And so now she's turned into an enemy. I think that she hasn't gotten enough information about him. He probably has severe childhood trauma and some other shit going on. He might have been able to successfully make it as a businessman or successfully do certain things. But some men, because they come after women because they have a certain type of aesthetic, and sometimes they hate you and love you at the same time. And I don't even really think it's love. They are obsessed with you. They hate you and obsessed with you. So the thing is to target you and to try to destroy you. Okay. And so what they will do that through love bombing and love. And so that's what he did. He fucking told her, I want to hear your thoughts and everything. But yet he didn't make sure she was taken care of. He didn't make sure her and her friends way was paid. That told me everything I needed to hear. And at first she was gonna argue with me about it. I said, "Don't argue with me about that. The fuck? Why wouldn't you take what do you mean? He billed me your little uh $100 wouldn't make no damn difference." Girl, please. He's seeing how far you setting the standard. You are setting a standard with him. You are setting a standard. No, if you want to hear my consultation, are you going to have tickets? I have a friend coming with me. Are you going to have tickets at the door so that my friend and I, unless you just like, if you're just being cool with the person and you just like the person and you ain't on no romantic bullshit, like she's on some romantic bullshit, right? So if you're just cool with a person, want to give some advice, that's you just like the person. Oh yeah, you do this bit better, and y'all just friends and stuff. But this is a man who's saying that he wants a relationship with her eventually. Okay, well. Yeah, but well, you better start investing in me like you want something like listen here, girls, please, y'all be following. That's a bare minimal trap. That's a dusty trap. You got rich dusties. I'm for sprinkle. When what's her name says sprinkle. What's her name? Sharaven says sprinkle. No, you gotta be making sure it's sprinkle. I'm not coming to no events and stuff. That's your event. And you got me, and you talking about you like me in a relationship way. You saying you like me now. I'm not talking about y'all who friends and stuff. If you cool and you just supporting a friend and all that stuff, okay. Ain't no romance to it. This is supposed to be romance. This young lady was telling me when this lady is telling me that they're trying to have a romantic situation, and he doesn't even see to make sure that she's taken care of. And she was about to give me every excuse in the book to accept bare minimum. Well, see, and I think, like you said, I am still, I'm going through a girl, what the fuck? No, please. What I got to do with anything? He trying to get at you. He trying to, nah, baby, you trying to get in early. So your investment really need to be strong. You trying to get in before it get out there on the streets. You trying to take it up before it get in the streets. Investment needs to be strong. I told investment needs to be strong. Don't you ain't gotta like it. It gonna hurt. But the more you start accepting, because what she did is she got into a marriage and she's been married she was married for 20 years. She got into this marriage. The person was a great person, but they didn't expand. He didn't want to expand. He liked life the way it was. And she's an adventurer and all these things. And she accepted the bare minimum from this person for years, even though they were kind. And they're trying to do more and stuff like that. But she's like, I can't trust it, because what if I go back and you start doing the same thing? But when you just told me you really just wanted life like it was, right? And she had to take him at his word. And so she decided hey, that's not how I want life to be, and I'm leaving. Now here comes these other people into her life. And this one particular person she's zoned in on, well, he's trying to do the same thing, just in a different perspective. He's got adventure and all these things, but he's trying to make her accept the bare minimum. In order to enter my world, you have to accept the bare minimum at first. That's what he's trying to say. I'm like, damn, I won't be entering your. I already done came, and what she did is she did enter his world, and she came in there and slaved. So don't even girl. His world ain't worth you. You can build. You don't have to deal with that. He's trying to play some games, mind games and stuff like that. They too old for that. You in your 40s. You gotta deal with no bullshit like talking about somebody pay my way. I wish you would try to talk about having a romantic relationship. I'd be looking at you like you crazy. I'd be like, huh? You want a what? So I am Ruby Chapman, Jewel French, Annie Lee Mahomes grandbaby. Shit, you got me bent. And that's what I told her. He should have you. He got you bent. You just came out of bare minimum. You ain't coming out of bare minimum. You are setting a standard for yourself. Ladies, hear me. Set the standard. It's going to be painful to set new standards for yourself. When you, for some of you who are re-entering relationships, dating world, you know, all these things, it's going to be tough to set the standard. Some people ain't going to want to go. You're going to find some people you really like trying to make you go below your standard. And I don't care what the situation is. Set the standard. You really, like I told her, she was feeling bad because she's going through a divorce and the guy's been around. You know what I'm saying? He been hanging up in there around. He trying to get in early. I said he really need to be then. What he think this is? He really, you trying to get in early on the sale. Well, you try pre-sale, you got to pay ahead. And I mean, I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about investment, true investment. If you cared about what that woman thought, if you really cared about, you would have had that woman, you would have made sure her and her friend was taken care of when they came to your event. Instead, they had to pay $100 some to come to your event. And then you treat them like you don't hardly know. Girl, he's telling you everything you need to know. Everything. Treat him cool. He cool. Like I said, no, quit treating him like romantic. He's not romantic. He's your friend. Just say, you know, when he call you up, hey, yeah, what you thought of it? Give him the bare minimum. You can give him information because she's a very smart woman, got her own business and stuff like that. But you can give him, you don't gotta give him nothing big. Say, and if he want big consultation, you be like, that'll cost you. Take romance out of it. Like he was about to get free. Listen, she rolled up in there on some romantic stuff. He on one end was talking romantic to her, but he's treating her less than romantic. So he trying to get what he really sound like he's trying to do, because she's done well on her own. He's trying to get information about how he can, even though he's done well, but he's trying to he sees somebody smart, somebody's beneficial for him. So, but he wants to get it on the low. Wow. Consultation. I told her, start treating it. If he call you asking you your advice, his advice, start saying, you know what, but you know what, you can come by my office and we can discuss, maybe if you need a consult, or I can send you to someone who can consult you concerning these things, or everything. If he's trying, so you can let him know, no, you are not treating me like a romantic partner. You're trying to get out of me business information. You're trying to get out of me this and that. And no, that's not going to go. So if that costs in my world. The fuck this is? I told her, I said, stop it. But she was about to take that. Well, see, I'm trying to be supportive. No, you supporting is giving your time. You're a busy 40-some-year-old woman who's going through a divorce, who's going through this and that. You took the time and you brought a friend with you who is also smart and brilliant. Brought a friend with you to his event to support him, and he treats you like you everybody else at the event. and he made you pay. Girl, bye. This is a friendship. I don't even say it's a friendship, it's association. Okay. Women quit taking the bare minimum. That's bare minimum. No, that's friend. You got to recognize what that is. That's like my friend told me years ago when I was my spiritual, one of my spiritual women in my life. That's like a mom told me, said, hey, when the guy he was going out, he's taking me out to eat all the time. She said, well, maybe he just like to eat. This ain't no romantic going on. You try to put more into it. He ain't putting more into it. You set standards for what speaks to you on those levels. There's a different level when you're coming out of friendship and even friends treat you better than that. Listen, if my friends, when they've had events and they like, hey, Carlotta, I want you to come, or Keisha, I want you to come check it out, and stuff like that. They my friends, not unless they, they real poor or broken. When they poor and broke, we understand. We just, we go on and invest in them because we like they got the money. You know what I'm saying? But we friends, right? But even most of them make sure I'm getting in. I'm getting in, I'm good. Or even if I had to pay, they coming over there, hey, how you doing, girl? What you think? Oh, blah, blah, blah. They talking to me like they think I'm important. They making me feel like I'm important. He wasn't doing none of that. Okay? And then I had to really tell her the truth. Probably because there was other women there. You wasn't the only one. Like probably you probably wasn't the only one at the event. He's probably dealing with 4 to 5 women like you. And one of them in that event didn't pay their way. Right? You know what I'm saying? So it's the truth. Okay. So girls, but she has to set a standard for herself coming out into a relationship. So that's why I want to tell you, don't mistake people's attention for intimacy or closeness or friendship or caring. People put action to what they say and do. Action. Action is a verb. Verbs are descriptive and they tell what and show what people really mean. So this is what I had to tell y'all in terms of looking at things and trying to accept bare minimum. Stop doing it. Even from family members. Like I had this week, that's what my friend called to tell me. And it infused me with her about relationship. It's a particular family member I just let do the bare minimum. And I just keep helping and bailing and no more bare minimum. Okay. No, I will not accept the bare minimum from you. You should not accept the bare minimum when you're doing so much for your children. I have a family member right now, a young family member who her parents do all kind of stuff for. And she just want to give out the motherfucking bare minimum. I said, you know what? I told her parents the other day, I said, you need to stop. It don't make no sense for you to be working your ass off. And this motherfucker just want to get bare minimum. Are you working your ass off to pay her way through school and she want to flunk out? The fuck? You working your ass off to pay for her car and she want to treat it like it's trash? What are we doing here? We stop accepting the bare minimum in your life, even from your children. Okay? When you're investing so much, okay? They should be showing you, Mom, I appreciate what you're doing. Dad, I appreciate what you're doing. Family members, your parent, even if it's your family members, brothers, sisters, and everything you do. I have a friend right now does everything for one of her family members. She do so much stuff. I said, girl, you what? And they don't do nothing but treat it like a dog. I said, well, why would you accept the bare minimum for people? Well, it's just, I don't expect anything back. I said, but this is why you breaking down health-wise. You breaking down, the word of God. I said, what the word of God say? She about to tell me, you just invest, blah, blah, blah. God is watching. Girl, what you going to do is end up in heaven early and God going to be telling you that's not the word. I said, invest in good soil. You invest, yes, you can invest in people and sometimes people can't give you back, but they give you back in what they do. Like I always I had to start doing that about myself too. You know what I'm saying? Like even with, I look at my grandparents. My grandparents invested so much. They whole life changed because of me. And so to me, I feel like I need to show appreciation. That's my family. They have to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I try my best as much as I can to show that I appreciate you and your space in my life. And I haven't always done that sometimes. Sometimes, sometimes I can remember times where I'd be a brat. My grandma had to check me. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm just trying to say. Investment. People, when you invest in people, it should be good soil. You should be seeing them do great things. Hey, if you invested in a sister, like I have a friend who invested in one of her sisters. Her sister ain't shit. Okay, let me just tell you about that. She keep investing in her. She said, she ain't shit. She ain't gonna do that. She keep getting involved with crazy people. She keep and this friend, my friend, go bail her out, bail her out, bail her out. I said, quit it. I'm bailing her ass out. That's the problem. She don't appreciate it. Well, he gonna hurt. Well, that's her problem. Yeah, you better start. What you need to do is get an insurance policy on her ass. My friend was like, what? I said, you need to tell her to sign an insurance policy so you can bury her when because she keep dealing with these Negroes who like to beat her ass and all that stuff. So you need to invest in insurance. Say, I ain't playing with you no more in terms of coming to get you out, come make sure mark you say, because she got a family. So what you doing is you putting yourself in danger and putting your family in danger by going to get her, and she doing the same shit. She going back and forth doing the same shit over and over, and every time here you come bailing her out. She don't appreciate it. Now, where it's appreciated is if you're the sister, she may not can't pay you back, but you invest in her and you get her a place and you do help her this and that, and she thrives from that. That's good seed. She stopped dealing with the crazy. She go get some therapy. She go get some help. You like, ooh, that's an investment thing. I was worth it. I done seen this person thrive. That's what you invest in. But stop investing in bum deals and bare minimum. Some of y'all do this with y'all kids. Like I said, I got a family members that's doing this right now with their children. The one who's real good and got it going on. See, she don't need their help. She don't look like she needs their help because she's responsible. But they invest all of the stuff in the one who don't do shit. I'm like, no, that's the wrong investment. The investment is over there that's thriving. You invest, that's what all you don't gonna do investing in this one here is go broke. Because they ain't doing that with it. Your investments is gonna go to shit. Invest in the people who give back to you. And quit receiving the bare minimum for your investments. Okay? Stop it. God, this is what the same sermon that don't cast your pearl before swine, lest they turn around and tear you apart. Is this a good sermon today? I hope it is for somebody. Okay? Stop receiving the bare minimum for yourself. Start looking at what people bring to your life and what you bring to their lives. And sometimes you can be the culprit. I know I could be the culprit sometimes with relationships. I've had friends tell me, you give the bare minimum. I said, shit, you're right, damn. I'm sorry. Where I had to realize I was giving the bare minimum. Relationship, where you giving the bare minimum. Stop giving and receiving bare minimum. And recognize what people are in your life and where they're at. And ladies, you're living in a day and age today. Let me tell you something for ladies out here dating and everything and listen, you need to have standards. You need to set I don't care what age you are. Don't let motherfuckers tell you because you're over 35, you ain't got to set no standards. Fuck y'all. Okay, set the standard for yourself. What you want, how you want. Listen, some of you women are going into some of you coming into divorce. You're going into divorces. You're divorcing at a late stage in your life, and whatever you came out of has been so not good for you. It doesn't mean the person wasn't nice or you didn't care for the person or whatever. It just means that it wasn't good for you. And some people had y'all if the person was nice and all that stuff. But I'm just saying, whatever the case, that you come out of something very into your mid 40s and your mid 50s and you're restarting again. You decided it's worth it more to me to restart again. And you decided that, hey, that you said, I don't want to live by a certain standard anymore. I am setting a different standard for myself. Why the hell would you invite in your 40s, mid 40s? See, when you're in your 20s, you can play a little bit with low standard, even though I say don't do it then because you're wasting time. But in your 40s, that's why I say these man-o spirits out here got this fucking shit backwards. That's why they trying to mess with young girls and fuck up their lives early on. Not all of them. Some men really maybe fall for a young girl, something like that. I'm talking about a lot of them though. They trying to fuck up their energy. Because they still want to play around. They still childish and immature. So they want to go over there. That's what I realized when I went over to the Dominican Republic. Can I say something? When I went over to DR, I said, no one of these men are coming over here to the Dominican Republic. No offense to the to some black men who have found black people who are black men. I ain't gonna say just black people because there's probably black men. There's probably some women that maybe found love in DR. I don't know. But black men, a lot of y'all passport bros and stuff, kind of going over there talking shit because you mad. You lames really in the United States. That's really what it's about. But I digress. But a lot of y'all are going over there taking advantage of people who are impoverished and poor. So I said, okay. It's different from somebody going over there and just actually, they ain't looking for nothing. They find love. That's different. But there's motherfuckers going over there intentionally trying to make themselves look a certain way, trying to make themselves look certain things and all this stuff. And it's sad. And I had to realize, I said, women do not be sad about these motherfuckers, okay? Because they are the worst kind, okay? These women over here just got to be, they got to be careful, because they got these bums coming over there. But I digress. But don't let nobody tell you that in your 40s, you have to have less standards. Or in your 50s, you got to have more standards because you are heading towards the second half. You are in the second half of your life. And you've already decided that you're going to live life a certain way. And you may have risked a 20-year relationship for it. Why should you accept less? No, you can do. What's the word? What's that thing to say? Y'all, our women love to say, you can do good all by yourself. Definitely have a standard, and definitely have a standard for yourself and how you treat yourself and your body. You're in the second phase of your life. You don't got time to play with nobody. You got time to play with no childish men up here talking about, that's why they like I said, that's why a lot of them like young girls, okay? They like young girls because young girls got time. And they don't know no different. They don't know that they wasting time. And so some of these men are still undecided. You know what I'm saying? They in their 50s and 60s. They know they in the second half of their life, but they trying to drain the energy, the youth out of them. Now, some people fall in love. Now, I ain't talking about you. If you really in love, I ain't talking about you. That's why you got peep game on certain people, okay? Some of these people are immature. You're dealing with immaturity. So the way to make your life better is to not accept the bare minimum, okay? To start to say, hey, you know what? I am in another space in my life, and I'm not trying to. I am not trying to go back. I only got so much time. Who is it? Do we see? Yes, that passed away yesterday, the other day. Jesse Jackson. I mean, wow, 84. Rest in power to Jesse Jackson. I might talk about Jesse Jackson a little later on. I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to say certain things. You know what I'm saying. Funny, Jesse Jackson registered me to vote. That's true. Jesse Jackson when I was in high school. He came to my high school. Okay. Yeah. But I also was a child of Donahue, Sidebar. This is sidebar. We talking about something else. My grandmother was a big advocate in me watching Donahue growing up. Okay. My grandmother was never a big Oprah fan. Okay. My grandmother loved Donahue because she felt Donahue was political. He gave you information about different things and stuff like that. She always thought Oprah was fluff, even though she would watch it sometimes, right? You know what I'm saying? Because my grandma's a big reader. That's why sometimes she would watch Oprah, right? But being a child of Donahue, I got to see a lot of things over the years. I saw the Coretta Scott episode and Ralph Abernathy. and Jesse, when allegedly Coretta didn't like Jesse too much. You had to see why. But I digress. I've had mixed feelings over these. I remember when Jesse Jackson was at SS Fest years ago, my first SS Fest, and Steve Harvey was hosting. And remember that everything broke about him having an affair. I don't want to just say the bad things. I hate to say this, but it was funny. I remember he came on stage and he's telling everybody stay out the bushes because George Bush was in office. He said stay out the bushes, and uh, Steve Harvey looked at him and said, "No, you stay out the bush." That was hilarious. Okay, but yeah. So yeah, but yeah, I have to speak on Jesse another time. But Jesse did a lot of great things. Okay, you know what I'm saying. Um, some people would say not so great things. Okay, yeah. Mm, I don't know how. You know, we'll have to come visit that another time, maybe later on. Okay, but I use him because I just think of myself. He's 84. That's 30 some years from where I'm at in my life. You know what I'm saying? Oh, listen, 40 some years, I'm at 90. Do I got time to play with motherfuckers? Play games? No, you don't got not time. You at the most serious phase in your life. You in the phase where your next half of your life, your second half life, should God grant you and bless you with long life, you need to be strong, healthy minded, spiritual minded. You don't need nobody picking out your brain cells. Make it wearing you out. That's what I was trying to tell my friend that's in there me for. He's like, what are you doing? He's siphoning off of you. He gonna make you pay? Girl, bye. Get out here. And I had to tell this young lady, listen, it was a specific situation a few weeks ago. I was talking to somebody and they was telling me how they coach this person. I'm like, and I'm like, how do you know that you, because she was feeling like the person doesn't treat her special. I said, well, what makes you think they don't treat you special? And she's like, I don't know, I mean, you're sleeping with the person. Okay. So like, so you do know, so there's a part of you that knows that this person is, hold on, you guys, I got something happening here. Hold on, y'all. Okay, everybody wanna call me right now. Okay. All right, yeah. Okay, but yeah, there is a part, of you that knows when you're being mistreated or mishandled. And this person knew that. And I said, why would you invest with somebody that doesn't treat you, that doesn't show you have a special place in their life? Even friends. I mean, why would I fuck with friends that don't treat me like I'm special to them? I have uh, several girlfriends that I just that they we spend time with each other. We spend, even if we can't spend a lot of time, when we do spend time, I like make sure I can invest in my friends. Like I have one group of friends I often share with y'all our little Christmas party we had together. Me and two of my besties. I got several besties, but two of my besties, we we uh we make sure we get together and we get at Christmas and we exchange gifts and talk and get to, and that's our investment to each other. And when I'm in town, we try to do lunch or dinner or something like that. Then I have two friends that I don't see very much, but they're from school. And we have long conversations. We invest our time on the phone and encourage each other and love on each other. Then I have some besties that I see every now and then. We go on trips and stuff and everything like that. And I pour into them. I get to, and I met this young lady too. I loved it. Got to I got to invest in her, and I had just met her. So like, so I, it's and just and she invested back in me. So it's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? So when somebody's giving true, tangible investment in you, and you don't have to accept the bare minimum from them. So many of you, even men included, but so many women, you accept bare minimum from people. You give and give and give and give and give, and you accept bare minimum from all the people around you, family, children, husbands, boyfriends, whatever. No. Respect yourself enough to say, I am not going to just receive the bare minimum, and I am not going to cast my pearl before swine, especially when you're in the second half of your life. First half of your life, I say, young girls out here, you really should start the practice of not doing it. Because what happened is we were in our 20s accepting bare minimum, and it continued. It's hard to break. So when you now need to start practice setting standards. Like I always tell young girls, I got good friends that I have I have several good girlfriends, but I have one good girlfriend that she young girl, she in her 30s, bad, like that. She bad. Okay. And listen, she knows she bad. Right? You know what I'm saying? And I love it. I said, that's what I'm talking about. Most people look at her like she arrogant. I said, no, she ain't arrogant. She bad. That's a bad girl. That sister right there is off the chain. Okay. She already know. She already be like, you're not gonna waste my time. You're not gonna waste my this and that. I can be out here enjoying the world. Like she said, she talked to me, she'd be like, girl, I ain't got time to be playing games. She said, I have, people I like to see, I go out with and everything. She said, but if you're not serious with me, I don't have time. I want to see the world. I have a goal to do this and do that. I don't got time to play with nobody. I said, you better get them. That's what I'm talking about. You know what? They chase her. They chase her down. They chase her down. Because what she's just set a standard for herself, and she's serious about that standard. Does it probably hurt her sometimes to get rid of people who have mishandled her and stuff? Yes. But she won't give up on her standard. I got so much time on this earth. I'm not wasting it. I love her attitude. She's that. She's all that. And then some. Okay. So that's what I want y'all to do. Okay. Don't accept the bare minimum for your life, right? No matter what stage you are in. If you're a young girl, don't do it. No matter where you at, just start practicing the practice of accepting more. Okay. Just start that. All right. I saw this. Okay, what else we gotta talk about? Okay, so I wanted to talk about Essence Fest. Naomi Campbell. We'll do a part 2. Okay, I'm gonna do a part 2 later on today. Okay, we're gonna do it after I'm buried. I'm hurrying. I'm trying to catch up on this homework. Plus, I got a theater thing coming up, a play coming up. I got all kind of stuff. So I'm gonna try to sneak y'all in, and we're gonna do a talk. We're gonna do a talk just about the news and some of the news stuff coming out, and it's gonna be some missing word in it. Okay, but Chad, we gotta talk about some of the stuff I done heard. Okay, I'll talk more about the cruise. People keep asking me, are you going back next year? I said, I don't know. I'm trying to decide. But they really don't. They already started because they had a thing on the cruise for the thing. And you know what? Can I say this? Because one of my people wrote me and said Maxwell talked about how Maxwell had stuff out for the cruise. Some of y'all girls wrote me about this, about Maxwell having something on the cruise and he deleted it all. I mean, that's crazy. I don't even know how y'all think that's wise. Y'all can't sit up here and tell me y'all think Maxwell right for doing that. I don't think he right at all. I think he kind of crazy. You invest all your time and energy and money and everything in a cruise not to talk about it. That's your cruise with your name on it. That's weird to me. I'm sorry, even though that's my favorite. I say what I said, and I said what I said, and y'all can be mad and write me and say, Carlotta, he said thank you 100 times. He said thank you. I say the same thing for him. What a waste of time. Like, what a waste of time. Like, what a waste of time to do a whole cruise and not talk about it. Like on your social media pages. Oh, really, I enjoyed the cruise. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I'm not gonna lie to you. I will cruise again. I loved it. I had a great time. Listen, I met great people, everything. But if I go on a cruise again, it won't be about no Maxwell. You know, I love me some Maxwell, but shit, Maxwell done show his ass to me. I really got to tell the truth. For real, I don't even think that's good. I think that's like girls was writing me telling me, well, he deleted his page. So that's not smart. I don't think that's smart. I don't think that. I'm like, why invest in a cruise? I mean, I'm just thinking if I'm an artist that came up on this cruise, right? And yes, you paid me, but it's also about my brand. So I'm looking at you funny. I'm looking at you kind of strange. Like, why you ain't got shit up? You put up some strange AI shit. You put up on one of the things, and then you really don't have nothing about it. Like you. Weird, okay? Just to me. I don't know. Maybe it ain't weird to y'all. Maybe y'all used to accepting a bare minimum from his ass. I don't accept the bare minimum from Maxwell because I love Maxwell and I think Maxwell can do so much better. So I want to see him be successful all the time with this cruise, and I don't want to see it to go down. So I'm just telling my part of what I think is it doesn't fit the mustard. This is my part. I could be wrong, but shit, he ain't got shit. Okay, he Maxwell. He can do what the fuck he want to do. Okay, y'all wrote me and said certain little things. Y'all tagged me in these little posts and stuff like that. Okay, well, you know what? So what? He erasing. That's his business. This his cruise. He got the investment in his shit. I went and had a good ass time. I got all my money out the shit. Shit, you know what I'm saying? He the one putting his time and money and energy in it. If he don't want to talk about it, that's his business. I just said it just seems strange, and it don't seem like you just like. I mean, to your fan base, like you seem like you would have pictures out. You be talking about it for at least a week. You have pictures of the fans too. There's no energy of gratitude just because somebody say a motherfucker say thank you. Then there's the action that follows that shows they're thankful. You know what I'm saying? Like the gratitude, like there seems what it gives me is like a lack of energy of gratitude. So I'm just telling y'all what I'm saying. I could be completely wrong. Okay, maybe there's a reason he's doing not, and I don't know what the reason is. And if I don't know what the reason is, I'm sorry, but I'm just telling you, it making you look like you don't have no gratitude for what just happened. You just had another successful. He just put up your one like some sort of mysterious bullshit. One. What the fuck that mean? Y'all get mad at me. Okay, girls, don't get mad at me. Don't get mad. I'm sorry. Sorry. Okay, I'm sure Maxwell don't know nothing about it. It's the little girl fans that I know that might be pissed. I'm sorry if I talk about them. I'm just trying to get y'all to stop accepting the bare minimum too. Bare minimum is a damn crew. Bare minimum like that. People spend a lot of money on that cruise. You should have everything up what's going on, what happened on that cruise. I have little pictures. I have people performing who performed. Kim performed. What's the deal? It's giving Beyonce-ness. Beyonce's motherfucker don't have been able to get away with the bare minimum though. She has been. Beyonce don't do shit. Beyonce don't say hi. Beyonce, that bitch get away with the bare minimum all the time with her fans. Well, no, she don't because that what eventually does is her products fail. That's where Beyonce's get got. But y'all love her performance so much that she can, that's what where the money's at. But she can, Beyonce, that motherfucker do a cruise and just not do nothing. But I realize Maxwell could do the same thing too. When you're a good looking man, let me tell you what's gonna happen. Okay, when you're a good looking man, people celebrate you. Okay, when you even if you have talent and you add talent to that, which he has world of talent. So talented. beautiful voice. I mean, over the years, I think he struggles a little bit with certain things, but beautiful voice, beautiful aesthetic style. The band is off the chain. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So you tend to, you start taking that shit for granted. You know what I'm saying? And you got a cult following who will follow you to the ends of the world, and you can do no wrong to them until you do enough. Like Beyonce's starting to feel it now, they like because of the Jay-Z situation and stuff like that. And and I think people are starting to realize little things. But listen, people of can get away with that. Celebrities, like I said, we coming into the age of Aquarius. We are in the age of Aquarius. You are not going to be able to get away, in my personal opinion, continuing bare minimum. Time to time you can do it, but not always. In certain ways, it's going to affect you at some point. You got to learn your lessons. You can't just I think she does bare minimum with her artists. I mean, you can't just, and maybe her artists are doing bare minimum for her. I don't know. I don't question that a little bit because I see them like, but I'm just, you can't say I'm going to invest in signing artists. I'm going to invest in doing this with not making sure you're invested in them. Why do that? It's just energy you're giving out. And yes, what happens is a lot of these young artists don't realize this. This is so important. Can I tell you this, you guys? I know you want to be associated with the big names. You want to be associated with, but go in for people who are going to invest in you. I know it's going to be hard. I heard an artist the other day say, that I was listening to something about this particular artist. And afterwards, I saw some people in their comments saying they haven't made a good project, even though they get more publicity and more this and that. They haven't made a good project since they were with that first group. And I said, I agree. Partly because, and they really are still riding off of those first couple of projects from that first group. And partly because the first group didn't have a lot to offer. Like they didn't have the publicity. They were small in what they were doing, small artist company or whatever. Listen, yes, you need more. You definitely need more in terms of when you're an artist and you're trying to grow your business. But always make sure that every level you're getting people who see, even if they're going to invest more money in you, they're just not throwing money at you and not looking at and not investing in your creativity. I know the business has certain models, but I'm telling you, they're not going to do well in the future. Publicity only lasts for so long. It is the things that you truly put your heart into. You truly put your foot into. You truly put a lot of people are siphoning energy. They're using you to siphon energy and do the bare minimum. So there are artists out here who want to sign to certain things that I've talked about in the past who don't really do well to their artists. They just got big names and you sign to them because you just want to be associated with the big names. You're doing yourself a disservice. Get somebody who's willing to do the work for you and invest in you and make sure your business grows. And not just making sure your business grows, but making sure they understanding who you are with business growth. Not trying to just make you be somebody else or not even care about your growth. Because business can grow, but it can also eventually start to wane and fail. So make sure you have some people who invest in you. And the same thing for you as you grow as an artist and stuff like that. Don't put yourself in nothing that you ain't going to put your best foot forward in. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Even if I know it's a way that, and a lot of artists today be witches and stuff like that. They siphoning energies. A lot of them, that's what's really going on. They invest in certain things so they can get energy from it. Brand energy for things that make up their brand, but they don't really got no really strong foot in the game. Oh, I got a record company, but I really don't really pay no attention to the artist. but I can cipher when they do get a hit. I cipher off of it because I'm behind it. You know what I'm saying? Even though I ain't put no effort in getting them that hit, but I still get something from it. You was able to do that in the past. You ain't gonna be able to do that no more. If you do, it's gonna probably backlash on you. Okay. Put it, this is just, let me just say, just don't invest in things that you ain't serious about. Because what it do eventually, you can have seers come along, and it shows an air of ungratefulness. When you are grateful about something, a project, or certain thing, you know what I'm saying, there's a certain energy surrounding it. So that's what I'm saying, ladies. Please don't. I know that's your man, and then just your man's, my man's, Maxwell. And I love you some Max too, okay? But what I said is that I feel like there is an energy of ungratefulness because you're not there, your presence is not there. You just do 2 concerts and meet and greets. You don't have any other activities with your face on it. You don't put up about the cruise. I mean, and him deleting it just means what I said. All the more what I said. That he don't give a fuck about that cruise. Okay, that's what I was just saying. Okay, the cruise might just be a quick money grab. Like shit, I just put my name on the cruise. How much I can make off of it? And you got to do the bare minimum. I say bare minimum is concerts. He performs twice. I had one fan write me, DM me, and say he performs twice. I mean, what more do you want him to do? I said, well, shit, it's his motherfucking party. What would you do if it's your party? Because you accept the bare minimum as a fan. Don't you go to concerts all the time? Yes. Okay, so that's a bare minimum. Shit, he doing concert. I'm coming on a cruise. He's there. He's introducing other artists. He's in the business promote. Why you promote them to your show? You should be the host with the host. You should be out there. Yo, hey everybody, what's up? You know what? Listen, this next group, this next band, I asked them to come here. Oh my God, let me tell you what I love about them. See, I would have enjoyed that. I would have been like, oh my God, I'm getting to hear why Max loves the Isley Brothers. Not why he does it, why he's on stage in his own set. No, your set's your set. I wanted you to see you invested in the artists that are on your fucking show. Not you hiding on the motherfucking floor wherever you at doing your VIP shit. That's like crazy. That's crazy to me. That's just doesn't seem that exciting. I mean, it just seems like, okay, it's not his cruise. It seems like he do 2 concerts on the cruise. Okay. That's what I said. Y'all don't write me no more. I'm trying to tell y'all. That's what I told her. I said, girl, please. I said what I said. Now you might like the bare minimum, but I don't accept the bare minimum. Okay. I don't accept the bare minimum from here. I expect more. Okay. I said what I said, 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 what I said. And maybe there is some great reason behind it all. Now, somebody told me a reason this week, and I was like, huh? I said, you did not help the situation. Now, I don't know if they know I won't even repeat it because it didn't make him look good. Okay. So I just said, I don't know if that's true or not, too. I couldn't take it with a grain of salt, okay? But whatever, there may be other reasons behind it, but still, I don't care. There's no reason for not showing. This is something you invested in. This is something you put out there for your fan base to come and hang out and do with you, okay? Now, I got a good time out of it because I'm going to get a motherfucking good time out of my coin. But I do recognize when I'm being bare minimalized. And I felt Maxwell's cruise did not give me as much of Maxwell as I expected. Like, I want more Maxwell on the cruise. I want to see Maxwell do a Q&A. I want to see more of Maxwell's band do a Q&A, maybe some fun things from them. I want to see more of Maxwell. Not think the whole cruise ain't gotta be about Maxwell. I understand there's concerts and other things, events and stuff like that, but I want to know that it's your investment. Like you can do an excursion and have so many fans go with you. You can do a beach party. You missed it. I don't know. Stirrup K would have been a great place for a Maxwell beach party. The fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like this is these things that make you little things coming out and helping to introduce the artists, maybe the big ones. Or maybe one of a couple of the little ones. Talk about why Moonchild's there, what you think of Moonchild, and all this stuff. This is your party. Oh, do y'all not understand what I'm saying? Quit writing me because you like him. You got a crush on him. Fuck that. Fuck you. I think he's cute too, but damn. I can tell a cute motherfucker off. Okay, you know what I'm saying? It really don't matter. Okay, that's what I'm saying, girls. So please, okay, please, I know what I'm talking about. One fan told me, "You made him mad." I said, "I don't give a fuck. I don't think he even hear me. I don't even think he know me. Why would I make him mad?" She's like, "Cause somebody tagged you." I was like, "So what the fuck? Okay, you mad? You mad? Mad? Stay mad. You people mad? You come. You welcome. To come talk to me. Shit, you mad? You mad? But otherwise than that, I don't recognize your anger." I'm like, okay, I don't know that person. Really, I don't. I just am a big fan, and I just want to see them do well because I love their artistry. I've loved it for years. I like everything about them, and so I thought I did. I'm not so sure anymore. But you know what I'm saying? Yes, over the last few years, I have been critical. Sabrina Claudio was a critical point. There's been criticisms. Just because I like you, don't mean I'm not going to criticize you. Or I mean, constructive criticism, I feel. Okay. I joke. Yes, I got jokes. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? I do it because I like you. I wouldn't, if I don't talk about you, I don't like you. I don't care about you. Okay. But if I give great constructive criticism, it's because I like you and I want to see you do better. Damn. Excuse my sarcasm for feeling like it makes people upset. I know it made the fans that listen to me. They were kind of some people understood. Okay, that went on a cruise and they told me I was exactly right. And then there's some girlies who really like him, and I understand. Okay, I understand you're upset and I've offended your my man, and I'm sorry. Okay, but I said what I said and I will stick by it. Okay. So we'll end that. Okay. Now, what I am going to try to do is have a part 2 to this show because I need to have a part 2 because I got other shit to do. I'm going to do a part 2 later on, and we're going to talk about some of the other stuff that's in the news and everything. But today I wanted to come and talk to y'all about the bare minimum. I want to make sure I hit up with y'all about the Maxwell cruise for some of you who have been tagging me in my little complaints, or you have been right. Oh, and let me just say this. Let me spend some time for this. My last maybe 10 or 15 minutes in saying this about the cruise. People were asking me about what were they asking me about? Somebody wrote me about the nights, what's the theme nights and everything like that. And they were talking about that I feel like the theme nights worked. I felt like the 70s worked perfectly. Only one I saw kind of wane, you didn't see a lot. And I think because people sometimes don't know what that is, Caribbean culture is. That's what I said with I talked about this on the last show, with a proper newsletter or a proper website that's dedicated to the cruise will give people ideas so how they can participate in the theme nights more authentically. I think people did a great job, but I think with people, if you don't get the energy of those theme nights, I think that again comes back to the host and his people who are helping him throw this party. You have to make sure his presence is in the party. He's the encourager of this party. When I give a party, I'm telling my girlfriends, like the last time when I had my 50th birthday party, I love me a pole dancing class. I said, all y'all wear y'all pole, wear some stripper girl, wear some leggings, or you know what I'm saying, or some short shorts, some tennis shoes, whatever you want to do, some heels. My friends came dressed, they had heels on, they had their little stuff on, everything. Okay, they showed up because I set the tone, the motherfucking tone. Okay. My sisters who was helping me give the party, they came in. They had my girlfriend brought me a stripper pole, stripper cake. It was cute. It was cute. And you know, we had drinks, we had candy bowls because I love candy. Different. Everything said Keisha, Carlotta. Everything said Keisha Carlotta. Okay, everything spoke to me. Okay, and it was my shit. And even though I'm not a great dancer, I was up at the front of the class. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Trying my little dance. They all laughing, they cracking up. You know what? I'm dressed up. I got my little short shorts, baby, on. My thicky thighs showing. Big hips. I'm having a time. Okay, it's my party, and that's what I'm saying to him. It don't feel like your party. Okay. And that's how you get people the energy. You set the tone, you set the vibe. Yes, it was a vibe, but it was a vibe without him because it was just great people on the ship. And the workers were great. He mostly is sequestered. Like he's like you go into Maxwell, you know what's the Rapunzel? Remember the story about Rapunzel when she was sequestered in the tower? Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. That's what you be yelling up to Maxwell on the floor. He was like, Maxwell, let down your hair. Or the more than one floor user. Anyway, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he's sequestered. He only comes out when he's needed. How you gonna give a party from a sequestered tower, man, or towers? Shit. That's all I'm saying. Quit getting mad at me. Don't write me no more, girls. I said, but I'm you know, I be get irritating people. I make you mad. When I think you mad at me, I make you madder. I'm such a Scorpio. But my Librans trying to balance the scales of it all. I'm trying to tell you guys just what I think. It's just my thought. My Virgo moon is like, yeah, we got shit to say. Keep saying it. Okay, this is how I feel. But is it, again, another person wrote me, is it worth your money? Yes. I'm just telling you, if you're a Maxwell fan, don't expect Maxwell. Like you get 2 concerts. If that's your acceptance of Maxwell's cruise, if you're like, okay, you just like cruising and you just want to accept Maxwell, you might say, hey, you might like the place he going. He might go to a place you like. You want to go someplace and you like, I just want to go to that place. Just don't accept it. You know, don't look at it as the Urban Hang Suite cruise. It's not that. It's not. You're not getting that experience. You're getting. I don't know. I didn't feel his. I love certain things, aesthetics to it that may have been generically a vibe, but there was nothing speaking to him as an individual and who this person is. Okay, and why he's gotten into R&B music, why and that's something that when you do these cruises, you have to do that every year. You might have to repeat yourself. You may have to have if you have an album, you know, release it on the cruise. Do a cruise listening party or something like that. You know, you know, yeah. I mean, man, you got to do what you got to do, man. You got to make it yours. That's all. And that doesn't take a lot to make it yours. Even if you don't have the money for certain things, like the cruise right now, you're at the beginning stage and you got the money. You could do little things like show your ass up. Like you're looking at the artist, watching the artist. Like I said, Kelly Price was out there almost for every artist. She even prayed for Tweet and her family. That's like Maxwell's ass should have been out there praying too. You know what I'm saying? This is your cruise. The moment that Kim walked off the stage that night, you should have been there to meet him and been like, yo, brought him back up on stage and like, y'all, give Kim another round of applause. Oh my God, man. I love watching you or something like that. Instead, the lights just went off and everybody started walking off. Bare minimum, Where the fuck is Maxwell? He ain't gotten, say thank y'all, safe travels. Nothing. Like, get your ass out the boat. You ain't gotta get out of here. You ain't gotta stay. I mean, you gotta get the fuck out of here tomorrow. I mean, it's like no thankfulness. It's like an attitude of I'm rushing y'all all in. You've got the shows, everything. Goodbye. It just showed me something. What it showed me is this artist is not who I thought he was. That's what it showed me. That's really. I'm gonna be honest. No, he is what I thought he was. I just was trying to make the artist something that he wasn't. I think I realized this years ago when he had the New York thing. I did the New York. I went to that when he was getting ready to have that New York show it I guess for a project to help neighborhoods in New York and I guess poverty stuff, and it failed. Whatever happened, it didn't go through. And instead of coming on and apologizing to people and saying certain things and saying little things, I didn't like his responses. But I love Maxwell. I sincerely love Maxwell. So I was like, you know what? Let me try to excuse it. And I even wrote him a rude DM, saying that I didn't like some of his responses. But when he used to accept DMs, but I mean, it was just it was a turnoff, and I kind of feel like that same energy is here. And it doesn't mean I don't love Maxwell still. I do. Y'all not getting me wrong. I just when I care for somebody, I tell them, hey man, I don't like what you're doing. You're my favorite artist. I really, I expect more from you. Like I don't expect. I thought you. I didn't think you were the guy that's just rushing in here for me. I thought you were a deep, eclectic guy. You know what I'm saying? That's deep waters. You know what I'm saying? The air is deep. The air is around. The air is what you used to breathe. He's an air sign. Yes, he's logical. He's an air sign. Yeah, but no, I still expect when Geminis know how to give a good party. Every Gemini I know, I don't know no Geminis don't know how to give no good parties because they love to party so much. Shit, most of the Geminis I know be on it. I got a Gemini friend right now that's opening restaurants around the country. That shit is bomb, okay? And they aesthetic is all in it. Her and her family member, okay? So no, yeah, that's not true. That's something else going on, okay? So that's all I'll say on that note, okay? I just did not like the goodbye. I didn't like lights out. When Kim walked out the stage, it was with lack of pomp. There was nobody like when I love at the Essence Fest when the big artist comes on. It's that last night you can see all the other artists gathering either out in front of the stage to watch, or you see people from backstage. Everybody's watching that artist because it's the big moment. That was Kim's moment. Damn, Maxwell, we should have saw your ass out there like enjoying Kim. Like it's just really blue. It's just I didn't like it. I just didn't like it. And I felt like it was just not a lack of gratitude when you just had to like when he walks off stage and you didn't thank maybe you thanked them all personally and you gave people some flowers, you may have sent people something nice and to thank you. But I just feel like that cruise. Let me tell you what you could do better. I'm gonna really be honest. You need to have thank you gifts for people when they come on that cruise, like even some sort of thank you gift, like if it's cheap or something. I don't know, just to thank people. I'm about appreciation because what I think about, and everybody doesn't know how to be hospitable. A lot of everybody has a gift for the hospitality. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I've always learned. That's why in church they have them in ministries where people are really good at. There are people who are good at hospitality ministries, and they come in there and they be like, hey, we're the part of that makes our church, or if you have hospitality, I'm using the church as an example, but they're the grateful part to show that they're grateful, and they know how to do that. They know how to. I feel I'm big on hospitality when you're doing things, and and if you are a person who, and I think you have to have a person who understands hospitality and knows how hospitality works. You don't need big money to show hospitality. You don't. There's just certain ways you can show hospitality through your actions. Even if he would have just got on the, like, even when, like for me, My personal opinion is it's just my personal opinion. When people are coming on a cruise, like, I'm gonna tell you the truth. People tired, they've been out there just waiting for their appointment and all that stuff to get on the cruise and stuff. My personal opinion, first 200 people, Maxwell should be out there greeting them, surprising people, like, what? Or something like that. This is my church, my pastor used to do that. My pastor was a big time pastor who used to sometimes just show up and greet people. And it would just shock people. Or when I was in Tulsa, my pastor sometimes would be at the door. People were like, oh my God, you couldn't believe they meeting them and stuff like that. And it just brought an energy and infusion into the service. Just that's it. And that's in anything. You know what I'm saying? When you the head person and you out there, you take the time and you like, shit, because I know his ass ain't, you know what I'm saying? You ain't had no concert. You ain't had no and so, you know what I'm saying? You probably well rested. So, it would have been a beautiful thing if you'd been there for the first 100 to 200 people greeting them on the ship. What? Oh my God. Max came, we said hi to us. He even we couldn't take pictures, but he said, or if you would have been over there at the picture thing, when they give the first pictures on them, you take pictures with the first 100 to 200 people. You just do an impromptu meet and greet for free. Yes, you got the one that charges. You're going to do the meet and greet for those. But do an impromptu. That would have been so fucking cool. Like this, it's setting the tone, even though everybody didn't get to do it, but it's telling people this is my cruise, okay? Or if there is, when you come on, when welcoming night, you should be all over that spot. You should be a video of you. If you're not out on stage, hi, this is Maxwell. Welcome to the Maxwell Urban Hang Suite Cruise. You guys, I hope you enjoy yourself, blah, 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 blah. You can do that on video. If you can't come out and do it, I prefer you do it live in person. But if you can't do it in person, you can do it on video to start the cruise out. There are a number of ways to have made his presence known on that cruise. Okay. That's all I'm saying without breaking the bank. Shit, even if you got over the captain's thing at the end of the cruise, in the next day when disembarkment's happening, and the first voice I should hear that morning, hey, Captain and Maxwell. Hey, everybody, here's Maxwell in the room with me. Hey, guys, this is our last day. I wish y'all safe travels. I know I wished y'all that last night, but I'm wishing you that this morning. This is work, motherfucker. This ain't your vacation. This is work. Yeah, well, that's a lot of work. Yeah, it's a lot of work because this is what you do. This is your fan base. This is you throwing a party. It's always a lot of work when you're giving a party. I just say that comes with people understanding hospitality and the hospitality game and understanding how to give that energy of gratitude. And to me, that wasn't there, except for the girlies who like you so much that they take bare minimum. I don't take bare minimum. That they don't hear. He said it in the 2 shows. He had 2 shows. I'm like, oh God. Okay, you're gonna get this man broke. I mean, well, this man invested in his cruise eventually dying because you just don't want to tell him the truth. Okay, I'm telling him the truth because I don't want this cruise to die. It's a vibe and I love it. Okay, and it has a sense of like you do feel a little sense of Maxwell because there's a little bit of air there, like a sophistication kind of. You know what I'm saying? So I love that, and I want him to continue to show that kind of energy. Okay, shit. Okay, now I ain't gotta say no more. I'm done. I think I've said it all. Don't DM me. I know he said thank you with the last 2 shows. That's not what I'm talking about. And if you're hearing me, you know that's not what I'm talking about. Okay. Okay. All right. And listen, girls, being a yes girl, it's not gonna get you that man. Okay, let me just say that. Can I say that? Don't be mad at me. Just being a yes woman is not going to get you that type of guy. Yes, whatever you want. He said whatever he does is so great. Maybe it will. I don't know. He might like a pick me. I don't know. Usually, though, men just use pick me's. Okay. Okay. Did y'all not hear what Kim said? Remember when Kim came out and said, "Oh my God, I love Kim. Kim was so dope." He talked about his wife and he sang that song about his wife. He was like, ain't talking about discernment. Ooh, I said, baby, you better preach to him. You better preach, Kim. You better preach. Oh, Kim was preaching, baby. You girls could learn something from Kim, what he was saying. Okay. How the eyes of a woman, the sin, being able to discern. Boy, Kim was bad. Boy, Kim was that shit. Kim was working alone. I enjoy Kim. Kim gave me my Kim shit. Shout out to Kim. Let me clap again for Kim. He was all that in the bag of chips. Okay, he was all that. Just him speaking, and the audience didn't deserve him. You know why y'all didn't deserve him? Because y'all been out there waiting for chairs and trying to hustle chairs for 6 and 7, and y'all asses was tired by the time he got on stage. Oh my God. If ever a man's audience was, but Maxwell, you could have hyped him up if you would have been out there looking like you was enjoying it. Your audience was kind of acting like you. But anyway, but you know what I'm saying? But you know, just seeing Kelly out there, oh my God, every night. Kelly was out there. She sat through El Warner. Kelly was the girl. Kelly was out there. Listen, Kelly Price from R&B Divas, honey, was showing all love. She was putting in more work than Maxwell. This ain't even her cruise. And then somebody told me she had a Q&A. I didn't even know she had a Q&A. I was like, what? So she was doing a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. She realized it's a work weekend. And not only that, she had time to pray for people. Okay. And then wait a minute. Hold on. I ain't even. Let me just say this. I'm about to say this. And I don't write me because I know this is about to really make some of y'all mad. But Tweet was on there, and her mama had died. Tweet was on there, had performed, and everything. Man, your ass should have came out there after Tweet gave that performance. You should have had your ass out on stage and been like, yo, wait a minute. Come here. Or whatever. And said, thank you. Because I know you going through, you could have discussed it with her before, your people, if it was okay to tell. It obviously was okay to tell because they told the audience. Okay? And you should have had your ass out there, Maxwell, saying, listen, girl, you know, thank you for staying here. Thank you. You should have been the one doing that. Like, the management that don't understand. I understand the artists not understanding because artists are always, because how the business of show business run, artists are always sometimes, not all artists, but some artists are in an air of entitlement all the time. And so sometimes they can't see how to give gratitude. So a manager should understand that. Whoa. Tweet just came out. Hold on. Her mom passed away. Make sure you're out on stage. Hey, I need you to go out there, blah, blah, blah. Hey, go get Max. He needs to be out there to say something to her. Go get her. Yeah, a manager, somebody should fucking stand it. This woman lost her mama and performed for your crew. She could have went her ass home and did a good performance too, a damn good performance. And instead, what I didn't like, because she did bring him out a cake. Did she bring him out a cake? I think she did bring him out. They was bringing him love. That little ass cake they brought out. I said, was that a personal cake? You gonna eat that tonight before you go to bed? Him and PJ Morton brought him out a cake for Urban Hang Suite. Get that Urban Hang Suite bullshit y'all threw together out of here. Boo! I should have said boo. That's some bullshit. It was I said what I said, and what I said. Okay. That wasn't even, I was like, an Urban Suite. Hey, is this the dedication y'all was talking about? Get on out of here. Oh my God. I'm just saying, this is, I'm just saying what this is help. If you don't want the help, then that shit, don't take my shit. Somebody can take my help and win. All I'm just saying is there should have been that kind of cognizant energy to understanding that. I don't care if you said it to her backstage. You need to say it to her in front of the audience because she spent her time and she stayed, I think, the entire time. Her and her family, because Kelly Price prayed for them. I think that last night. Kelly. Ooh, that girl. She redeemed herself. Whatever I thought about R&B divas, Kelly, you redeemed yourself with this cruise. I was like, shoot, Kelly Price, I know that baby came out there acting like she was the cruise person. Okay, out there, every artist, mostly I didn't every or mostly L1 or 2. No excuse. No, there's no excuse for Maxwell. Maxwell wasn't scheduled to be. I looked at the schedule. Maxwell wasn't scheduled to be too many fucking places unless he just, what the fuck he's doing? Fuck you doing the show cruise? The fuck you doing? And when you have something like that happen, you got the woman who lost her mama on a cruise up there staying on a cruise. No excuse, no excuse, no excuse. That right there just wiped everything out. That's a shit. You know, if most people lose their mama, they gone. And listen, I didn't knock that because it's nothing you can do at that point. And her mama probably would have wanted her to continue in her work and doing what she loved to do. And I don't know what space they was in terms of mama they may have known or something. It may have been but whatever space it was, baby, that sister gave her performance and all that. You should have had your ass out there thanking her. Okay. Because that sister stayed there for you. So I didn't like the bitch assness I felt after that. I watch little stuff like this, little stuff for me, little stuff. And it be little stuff for me. I get on, listen, I'm my own critical person of my own self when I don't do things, certain things right. I do that to myself. I say, you could have got out there. You should have did this. You should have been more grateful than you acted. I get on my own self. It ain't just me, other people. I get on self too. Okay. I do not like that. Your organization, Maxwell, needs to be checked. Y'all all missed the ball. Y'all dropped the ball so bad in that terms of your presence. Not the cruise itself. You dropped the ball in terms of your presence, your gratitude. It's not noticeable. And you deleting all the pages and stuff of the cruise is just crazy to me. Just stupid. Like the fuck? I mean, that's just dumb. I'm like, you don't appreciate all them people that showed up on that boat in the middle of the big ass ocean. That's why I was saying on my listen. Let me say this. I said this on my live one night. I said the ocean, the vastness of the ocean, the deepness of the ocean. You realize you on a little boat in God's big ocean. You realize that at any moment anything can happen. You realize you ain't but a sinkhole from the Titanic, baby. So all these people come and gather on this little old ship in the middle of this vast ocean. That's because motherfuckers don't understand. Okay. Sometimes wrong motherfuckers got stuff. People come and see in the middle, and Kim brought it up. Kim brought it up again. I said, Kim, baby, we on the same page. Kim said, y'all better praise God. Remember, he said, y'all on the middle of this in this little boat. I said, you better just talk about this, Kim. Listen here. People come from all over. First of all, they got to fly there. They got to fly. It was just not too long ago. We ain't had a plane crash in the United States before this last plane crash in 30 years. We've been grateful. We've been blessed. But there was just a plane crash just a year ago, less than a year ago, where almost 200 people lost their lives. So get this, Maxwell's people. People risk their lives. The things you take for granted. People risk their lives getting on a plane. Then they risk their lives again getting on a boat in the middle of a big ass ocean with you, a little ass boat. Some of them, a lot of them, because they Black Generation X, can't swim. And they out there celebrating with you. Seriously? And you think you ain't good enough to put up no fucking pictures or nothing? Fuck you. I don't think that's cool at all. I said it. I don't know reason why he didn't take no pictures. Now I take my fucking back because I don't know reason. He may be something else going on. Okay, I'll take it back. But if it's because you just being nasty work or you just moved on from the cruise, well, then F you's in order. But other than that, you got to understand the when you realize all of that. When you realize all the things that people come through, I was talking to a young lady who told me all the things that she went through to make sure she could get on that cruise. Seriously? You can't come out and say bye? You can't watch some of the artists from the stage? That's like not understanding the journey or taking for granted when what people do every day for you. I do this sometimes, but you can't. You at some point you got to be like, man, look at how these people have come out for me. Make sure to your team that we look like we appreciate them. There was a lady they was just telling me about. And let me say this, if somebody get this to Maxwell's team, or you little girls who like to write me and talk shit. Some of y'all grown ass women though. There was a young lady who just passed away, big Maxwell fan. I don't know her name. I didn't know her, but they were telling me her story. She had been on the cruise the year before. Some people were very sad because she wasn't there. You know, she died. She found out she had cancer. She had already paid for the cruise. They told me, already had paid for this cruise. I think the family was able to get the money back and everything like that. But she had planned to be there. When you think of that kind of situation, but she didn't make it. She found out within several months that she had cancer. It was probably at a later stage, and she passed away. When you understand what people go through to come and spend time with you or to support you, not just your A-list friends, not just your fucking, you know what I'm saying, staff or whatever, but when you get that, oh my God, you will understand how to do it more efficiently. Because you will realize this ain't no joke. I'm doing something, I'm giving something to people, and people do a lot to get here. I always talk about my preachers and how they come out. You know, when I used to go to Azusa, and they be like, some people, they didn't understand. Some people to go to Azusa would drive like hours to get to Azusa just to get a word from God. They like, this lady, I'm getting in my car because I need to hear something. And the preachers would get it. They'd be like, hey, you done came here through this and that. You done had this kind. You don't, and listen, let me just say the same thing for you, Maxwell. Maybe you ain't giving nothing like the word of God, but you giving something that is from God. You giving a vacation to somebody who's been through stress. You might be giving a moment to some woman who has been through abuse. Maybe there's some person that's had been through a sickness, or somebody that ain't got that long to live, but they decided, hey, you know what? I want to go to that cruise before I go. Or maybe you got somebody who just decided, hey, I want to live my best life possible. I'm going to go to Maxwell's cruise. All these stories of people and how they choose to share and bring their time. If your people get that and stop thinking of it as just a motherfucking money grab, or a motherfucker, whatever you thinking of it as just a Maxwell cruise to add to your brand, then you will see how to do it right. And make sure. That's one thing I say about that NCL people. I don't know who, every one of them I met, most of them cruise people, I don't know who trained them. Shout out to y'all or whoever. Even when they was tired, they put a smile up. They say, oh, you look nice. Oh my God, I love your outfit. They come by and they be, especially in that buffet. That buffet area, they was really, and then it was one restaurant up at the top where it was a whole bunch of people. Out to lunch or something like that. I don't even remember, but they staff was always, most of them, not all of them, but most of them was always smiling, dancing, enjoying music. That gives people energy. You don't know what people coming through. You don't know what people going through. So when you think of that, it should put you in a space to understand gratitude and how to show it. And how to invest in it. Now, if I don't know Maxwell, I don't know nothing about Maxwell. He's my favorite artist. It's always been my favorite artist for years. Anybody, even when I had the Michael Jackson shows, I used to always say Maxwell was my favorite artist. Y'all knew that back then, them days, okay? I tell y'all my story often from Maxwell. Me trying to get an interview with Maxwell, I got some of my first interviews on this show, okay? I've told that. So I'm a big Max fan. But what I will say is that the lack of, I just didn't see the lack of, I saw the lack of gratitude to me. It just didn't seem, there was, or there, it's not that it wasn't a lack of gratitude. There was there is a problem in showing it. In in giving the energy of it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you ain't gonna get everything perfect, but that's growth. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what I'll say there. I just didn't feel like that. I felt like that was a certain energy that I felt like when he did the New York thing years ago. There was no reason. There was no, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so disappointed about this. I still to this day have never heard of an apology about that apology. It was only a half-ass one, I think. There was still never an apology about not being able to do that thing he had going in Brooklyn. Never apologized for nothing. Okay? And maybe he was genuinely sorry, but it didn't come off that way. So I would say that your staff and you have to do a better at communicating. Which is, you're a Gemini. You shouldn't have no problems with communication. Okay. But to me, if the communication is that I'm going to go blank and dark on my pages after I had a major cruise, and that's the fuck what I'm gonna do, and that's how I want to be, well, that tell me all I need to know. Shit. And then, you know. You don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, I respect it. I respect the motherfucker don't give a fuck. If he can still get the crew, if he can still get the people to come, he still can get y'all to show up and stuff like that. Like I said, these artists sometimes do the bare minimum. I talked about how I said Beyonce do the bare minimum. She don't even speak to y'all. Y'all motherfuckers be on there, Beyonce, yes, slay girl. She don't even be like, hey, how y'all doing today? Shit, what y'all up to? But y'all, some of y'all be on a lot of time. I'm gonna spend y'all rent money. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I just think that, you know, I expected more from my favorite artist. That's all I'm saying. Oh, shit. You remember years ago there was this wonderful book I used to love. One of my favorite books has a young girl called "If This Is Love, I'll Take Spaghetti." Have you ever heard of that book? If This Is Love, I'll Take Spaghetti. It's one of my favorite books. It's like a story when I was a young teenage girl. What was I? No, I was probably preteen, like 12 or 13, right? And the story was about, and this was a bunch of short stories. And one of the stories was this girl who loved, she had a big crush on her favorite. She loved her favorite entertainer, right? And he invited her to dinner. And he was a total, not saying this about Maxwell, this is not what I'm saying. But he was a total asshole, right? And this is the whole story was, if this is love, I'll take spaghetti. She's like, he's like the ass. He was nothing like what perception. And often I think that's what happens with artists. We have a perception of them and we expect certain things of them. And you know, sometimes they're just that. They're just an artist, you know. We're putting too much on them. You know. It is what it is. So now I know not to put so much on him. I know that when I go to an event, like, yeah, you know, you know, I get it. I respect it. I respect it. Shit. I respect it. You get that, make your money. You make your money, shit. Hey, you can do the bare minimum. Okay. Shit, I ain't got shit to say for it. Do you, boo? What am I supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? Do you? All right. All right, you guys. On that note, I am out. Remember, you can hit me up on the Carlotta Chatwood Facebook page. Don't y'all be writing me time out, but he does this and he does that. I said what I said, what I said, what I said. I know that's your man's man, your man's your man's your man's man's. But I said what I said, what I said. Okay. All right. So no need to DM me. Unless you just want to DM me and just have a chat, okay? But the Carlotta Chatwood Show Facebook page, you can also DM me on Instagram at Carly's with an S _ Galaxy. You can also hit me up on TikTok at Keisha Carlotta and the Threads. There's a link for Threads on Instagram, okay? And remember on Twitter, it's Carlotta72 and C Chatwood Show. I will try to come on later on with a part 2 for y'all, but it'd be much later, okay? So we'll do that later. All right. I'll try to have a part 2 where we just discuss the news events and stuff like that that's been coming out. Okay. I'm out. Y'all have a good one. Good rest of y'all day. I'll try to come on later on tonight or today to do the part 2. Okay. I'm out. Bye bye.